I tell you what I'd really like to see. I mean, I don't know whether this will happen or not, but I'd like to see Goldberg and Bret Hart.
Bret Hart made a comment about today's wrestlers. I want to get your thoughts on this. Bret said, quote, "I find in a lot of wrestlers, and I won't name anybody, but I find the wrestlers are more actors pretending to be wrestlers. I miss the ruggedness of the characters." Bill, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Again, even in interviews, Triple H praises the show business type of characters that are in WWE. So it's not that rough and tumble Bret Hart style anymore. There are a few, of course, like Gunther would be right on the top of the list there, that have that Bret Hart European type of style, which Bret Hart has that style.
Yeah.
He always had that. But yeah, they're more concerned with the way a character is going over, in my opinion, than the actual dynamic of a professional wrestling rough and tumble guy.
Teddy, what about you? What do you think?
Well, I can understand, like I tell you all the time, the business has changed, okay? And you got to change with it. And if you don't, you're going to always have this gripe. And so Bret is just old school. That's the way he was brought up. And it's kind of hard to pull away from that because, he knows exactly how this is supposed to be. And when you see guys in there now, they're just flip-flopping around, that kind of bothers you. So I agree with Bret, but Bret, you just gotta change with it, man.
Yeah, I mean, entertainment's entertainment. And even back in the days, when Bret says, well, I just feel like they're a bunch of actors. Well, what were they a bunch of before they were actors? Like back in your day, what were they a bunch of? Most of these guys had other jobs, came in to learn the business, and that's how they got in. So, but I do understand. I do see a lot of cases where it feels like the way I used to feel about the news. It used to be, you got Walter Cronkite, somebody's granddad just giving you the news at night. Now you got the pretty women with all this hair made up and everything else. So it's hard to take it as seriously.
Yeah, it's totally different. And again, Bret Hart was that great technical wrestler. And there's the majority of the fans are there for the show.
Yes. Less wrestling, more show. Which goes right back to what Teddy said. Entertainment.
Yeah. Well, what's the letters? World Wrestling Entertainment, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I say no more.
And also TNA.
Oh,
anyway,
tits and what else?
That's just ass. Isn't that what? All right. Triple H was on the Flagrant podcast, and he hit out at internet criticism by saying, quote, "The internet is not real life, and the bitching and the complaining that is on there is not real life. You could read the internet and it'll sound like this thing is dead. I'll use Cody as the example. Cody's already jumped the shark, people say. He's dead as a baby face." He goes, "Really? I don't know. I'm in the arena with 10 to 15,000 people every night going ape shit for Cody Rhodes." So he sees today's criticism of the product not true to what the product is. Bill, what do you say?
Well, there's a lot of that because there are so many people that go on the internet just to knock everything.
Yes, they
really do. I mean, these people, well, not these people, but the majority of what I read on the internet is always complaining and going against the grain. You very rarely will see a report on the internet that says, man, that match or that show was from top to bottom terrific. It's there, but it's rare. But there are so many people on the internet that just go on to bitch and moan and complain. So yeah, the internet, that's why they call it the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community. It is a community of its own. He's right. He's absolutely right. But they will, for some reason, they don't like a sweetheart like Cody Rhodes, and they'll put him down in their reports and just say he sucks and all this kind of thing. But look at the money he's making and look at the merchandise he's selling. That says what really
Oh,
happens.
boy, you'll get me in a different topic if we go that direction, because I'm going to tell you there's a lot of things when it comes to WWE when it comes to the price of stuff that I'm not in agreement with, and I think is way wrong on their part.
But I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about specific wrestlers that they trash, that don't deserve that.
Well, no. Anybody's going to bitch about anything. I learned that a long time ago, Teddy. I know you were in radio, and you found out that the comments you get, even in the comments below in this section, which I'm sure there's some, just mean comments down below. I read them from time to time, and I just shake my head going, this is a very small percentage of people who would take the time to do that.
Yeah.
I don't read no comments. I don't respond to none of that nonsense. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you see people like that, they have nothing else to do.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing else to do but to sit on, get on social media and to knock people. And some of the stuff that they say, they wouldn't say it to your face. You know what I mean? So they use social media to hide behind it and to say what they, and tell you exactly how they really feel.
And
I'm going to give you a quote from an old timer who died many years ago, and he was one of my heroes, Jerry Lewis, the comedian, okay? Every movie he made, the critics tore apart, tore it to pieces, and I got to meet him one time when he was doing a show in New Jersey, and I asked him about it. He said, I don't read them. And I said, why? He said, look at my box office numbers. That's what counts, not what they're saying.
Yeah.
He's right. Yeah.
All right, here's a name we haven't heard in a while. Goldberg is said to be training and getting to get back into the ring. If that should happen, guys, who should it be? Teddy, any ideas?
I don't know, man. I tell you what I'd really like to see. I mean, I don't know whether this will happen or not, but I'd like to see Goldberg and Bret Hart.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say something else. I'll throw something else at you, Teddy, and you'll probably like this better. Braun Breaker and Goldberg.
That's who I'm going with. Spear versus new Spear.
But let me sell some tickets. Let me get Bret Hart and Goldberg bury the hatchet. Bury the hatchet.
Yeah, that would be great too. Yeah, my immediate thought was, man, Braun Breaker could get the rub off of Goldberg by delivering one of the most vicious spears, like he did on Carlito, where he about took Carlito out of his shoes.
Right, but just think about that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That to me, that if they're going to bring him back to work, that would be something to, bring him in.
Sure, but Bret can't work anymore because of all the stuff that's happened. But if that did happen, Braun Breaker could be the referee. Spear.
Maybe not that. Maybe Braun Breaker takes Bret's place. You know what I mean? Bret tries to get in. You know what I mean? He knows he can't. Not that he can't work anymore, but he needs to talk to the doctors.
I like that.
Okay, but so Braun telling him, wait a minute, we ain't got time. You don't have to wait on that. I'll take your place.
I like that.